So I never been a big fan of change. If I like something, I will usually stick up with it for a long time. Let's take for example my smartphones. My first phone was an Allview A4U, and then I got a Allview P6 Live. After that I got a Huawei P20 Mini, and then a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. These are only Android smartphones, even if those phones were from different brands. I like so much the Android that I didn't thought to move to something else, maybe to a Windows phone or maybe for an iPhone. But 2 years ago I made the switch. After 20 years of staying on Windows, I told myself that I have to try macOS. I just couldn't stay with Windows anymore. And because of this. It was not comfortable. I really liked the Windows experience. I liked the Windows 10. I loved the design of the Windows 7, but I just really started to lose my patience with some stuff. But to be honest, after 2 years of macOS, it was an eye-opening experience. And I think it changed my life. Of course, I did have some problems and I do hate some stuff about macOS, but unless Apple screws up from here, I don't think I will be returning to Windows anytime soon. And you could tell me that maybe I was dumb because I didn't try the Asus TUF F15 FX507VU. Or maybe you wanted something from MSI, like the MSI Teen 15B12VE-1817XPL. My last Windows laptop was a gaming one, and it was a Lenovo Legion Y520. So I guess you could say that I didn't experience the top of the line of Windows machines, like, I don't know, maybe an Alienware or a Razer laptop, but I don't really think that I experienced the worst of it. Like, I didn't had an entry-level laptop. It was, I think, close to the middle. Oh mate, but Lenovo is a bit shh. I know, I just wish someone would told me that before. It's the age-old question, Windows versus Mac, mom versus dad, automatic or manual? And there is no clear answer, except that if you go for automatic, I don't want to tell you. We don't tolerate negativity on this channel. We tolerate realism, but not negativity. I should admit it, when I was younger, I was the best person that would mock Apple. I was like, why would you buy a 3000 euros laptop with the same specs of a 1500 gaming laptop? Like, it was so stupid in my mind because everything mattered only on paper. Apple laptops were so expensive, and the upgrades, if you wanted to buy something new, to pay 200 bucks for just a half of terabyte of storage in bonus, it's a bit So I always thought that macOS it's just a dumb version of a real PC, of a real Windows laptop. It's not meant for work, it's just meant for showing off yourself. And that's funny because I never used one. I was thinking about something and I was giving my opinions based on what I heard and what I read online, even before trying something. So regarding my Windows laptop and why I left it, it was a great laptop. I could play anything on it, but that's it. It was a great machine and that's it. This laptop and even the design, this laptop really looked good back in 2018. That's it. That's everything that it has. It was a gaming Windows machine that is good to stay on a surface. Once you plug the power cord away from the laptop, it's not really that usable. It's not that laptop, it's more like a PC. The battery lasted only 4 hours max with medium to low brightness, and the Nvidia control panel made me constantly jump out of my window. And the fans sounded like a dying car even when opening PowerPoint. So the laptop only even ran at full performance when plugged in. It was pretty much docked. I could never really take with me because A, it will die so fast, and B, despite looking really good and really dope in 2018, I really liked the design, and Lenovo, great job. The build quality was so trash, and it's fine if it's plastic, but make it a strong one. Don't use the cheapest one. So in general it was a good gaming machine, but that's it. It wasn't really a good laptop. And the point is that I was so used to it because it's the only thing that I ever know. It's the only thing I've ever used, and Windows was just so comfortable. In my head there was really no other option, but eventually the drivers, the updates, and the fan noises got me. the high temperatures, the performance issues, and download a game and you want to play with your friend, but you have to download a driver. Okay, you go to the website, you download the driver, but after you download the driver, you see that the other driver that the CPU is using is not compatible with the GPU driver, and you have to update the CPU as well, and it's such a mess, man. After watching probably 100 reviews, I've put my bias to the side and bought my first ever Apple computer. And I was actually kinda surprised. Some things in the good way, some things in the bad way. The IPS P3 display is seriously no joke. It's still 60Hz because the Mac that I'm using is from 2019, but damn, I never saw such a great colors. Every gaming laptop that I had before, everything had a matte screen, and that matte screen steals so much from the colors and from the brightness. It's clear that macOS is trying to go for a friendly user experience with all the fluid animations, bright and vibrant colors. And the fact that the Finder icon is basically a smiley face. I just found myself very welcomed, which is a bizarre thing because on Windows machines I never felt that. Everything just worked, well, maybe 95% of the time. And it works really quick and really fast, and it's so snappy. It was pretty easy to get used to, which is obviously by design. I finally escaped the driver thing. I never updated anything, the OS does its job perfectly when I don't really know. I don't know when this computer it gets updates, but it does, so shout out to that. There is no regedit with its convoluted HashK local machine and no forced copilot and ads in the taskbar. But there are three things that makes this OS feel a bit less professional like it should be. I don't like the window management. On the Windows it feels so much better. You can just drag and it will fit. You have to press on this green thing to hold it, and then you will maybe have this option to tile it, which is a bit dumb if you ask me. I don't like the volume mixer because it doesn't have a volume mixer for some reason. I don't know why it doesn't have the volume mixer. Moving on. You can copy and paste, but you can't cut and paste, like to press Command X and then Command C. You have to press Option and Command C and then Option and Command V, which is, again, I don't know why it's like that, but for 1 year I didn't know that you can cut and paste because of this design flow. And it was weird to not have a C drive, but honestly I got used to it. The uninstalling apps is literally drag and drop, no need for installing third-party apps that are meant to fully understand other apps. And as a note, this was my first machine that has 6 speakers and made me listen to music and produce music without headphones and big speakers, which is amazing. It's funny how such a thin machine can produce so much bass.